You wake up one morning and something feels slightly off. Not pain, not anything alarming, just a quiet kind of fatigue. Maybe your legs feel a little heavier than usual. Maybe your mind feels a bit foggy, so you brush it off. You tell yourself, I'm just getting older. But what if I told you this is exactly how kidney disease often begins silently, gradually, without warning. And by the time most people notice something is wrong, nearly half of their kidney function may already be gone. I'm Dr. James Carter, and after more than 30 years working with patients over the age of 50, I've learned something that might surprise you. Kidney disease is rarely caused by one big mistake. It's usually the result of small daily habits, repeated over years, that slowly wear the body down. And today I want to walk you through 10 of the most common habits I see in my patients. Habits that quietly damage the kidneys over time. Because this isn't just about your kidneys, it's about your independence, your ability to live on your own terms, to move freely, to wake up and take care of yourself without relying on anyone else. A few years ago, I had a patient named Robert. He was 62, retired, lived a relatively normal life. He wasn't what you'd call unhealthy, but he had a few habits he never thought twice about. He stayed up late most nights watching television, often past midnight. He took over-the-counter pain relievers almost daily for back pain. He enjoyed processed meals, quick, convenient, often high in salt. Nothing extreme, nothing that felt dangerous. Until one day, during a routine checkup, his lab results came back. His kidney function had dropped significantly. And what shocked him the most was this. He didn't feel sick. That's the nature of kidney disease. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't warn you loudly. It just quietly progresses until it begins to take away your freedom. Let me explain this in the simplest way I can. Your kidneys are like a pair of highly sensitive filters. Every single day, they clean your blood, remove waste, balance fluids, regulate blood pressure, and even support your bones. But unlike many other organs, your kidneys don't complain easily. They keep working, even when they're under stress. And that's exactly why damage can go unnoticed for years. One of the first habits that I want to talk about is something many people underestimate: staying up late. In my years of practice, I've seen a clear pattern. Patients who consistently sleep poorly, especially those who stay up past midnight, tend to show earlier signs of kidney stress. Your body repairs itself while you sleep. Hormones regulate. Blood pressure stabilizes. Inflammation decreases. But when sleep is disrupted night after night, your body never fully resets. And over time, that constant strain begins to affect your kidneys. Another habit I see far too often is the overuse of pain medications. Now I understand this one very well. As we get older, aches and pains become part of daily life. Knees, back, joints. So people reach for quick relief. But many over-the-counter pain relievers, especially when taken frequently, can reduce blood flow to the kidneys. And I've had patients who were unknowingly damaging their kidneys, just trying to get through the day comfortably. This is something I always tell my patients: relief should never come at the cost of long-term harm. Then there's something that might surprise you: protein overload. Now, protein is important, absolutely. But I've seen many people, especially those trying to stay strong as they age, start consuming high amounts of protein powders and supplements. And while that might sound healthy, too much protein forces your kidneys to work harder to process waste products. Over time, that extra workload can become a burden, especially if your kidneys are already under stress. Let's talk about something less obvious: chronic stress. Most people don't connect stress with kidney health, but they should. When you're constantly stressed, your body remains in a heightened state. Your blood pressure rises, your heart works harder, and your kidneys, which rely on stable blood flow, begin to suffer. I've seen patients whose lab numbers improved, not because of medication, but because they finally learned how to slow down. And then there's diet. In the United States, convenience often comes at a cost. Processed foods, high sodium meals, fast food, frozen dinners. They're everywhere. They're easy, but they quietly increase the burden on your kidneys. Too much salt raises blood pressure. Too much processed protein increases waste. Too much sugar affects metabolism. And over time, it all adds up. Alcohol is another factor I can't ignore. Now, I'm not here to tell you to never enjoy a drink, but excessive alcohol, especially regularly, places a heavy strain on your kidneys. It dehydrates the body, it disrupts hormone balance, and it forces your kidneys to work harder than they should. There's also something I see quite often, people going from no exercise to sudden intense workouts. They feel motivated. They want to fix everything at once. But the body doesn't work that way. Sudden intense physical stress, especially without proper conditioning, can lead to muscle breakdown. And that releases substances into the bloodstream that the kidneys must filter. Too much too fast can actually do more harm than good. Now I want to pause here for a moment and say something important. None of these habits on their own will destroy your kidneys overnight, but together, over years, they slowly chip away at your health, and more importantly, they chip away at your independence. So what can you do starting today? Not everything, just something. In fact, the patients who do best are not the ones who change everything overnight. They're the ones who stay consistent with small, simple habits. That's why I often recommend a simple 30-day reset, not a strict plan, not something overwhelming, just a gentle shift. Start by going to bed 30 minutes earlier. Drink a little more water during the day. Cut back slightly on processed foods. Move your body, even if it's just a 10-minute walk. And perhaps most importantly, give your mind a break. Slow down, breathe, let your body recover. If you're over 50, this is also the time to start being more proactive with your health. I always encourage my patients to take advantage of their Medicare annual wellness visit. Ask your doctor about simple tests like A1C cholesterol levels and kidney function markers. These are not complicated tests, but they can tell you a lot before symptoms ever appear. After all these years in medicine, I've come to realize something very simple. The people who stay healthy the longest are not the ones who chase perfection. They're the ones who pay attention, who listen to their bodies, who make small adjustments before small problems become big ones. So if you take anything from this video, let it be this. Your kidneys are quiet, but that doesn't mean they're okay. Take care of them now so you can continue to take care of yourself later. And before you go, I want you to do something simple. Don't just watch this and move on. Make a small commitment. Type this in the comments, I choose to stay independent, because that's what this is really about. Not just living longer, but living better. If this video helped you understand your health a little more clearly, go ahead and hit the like button. It helps this message reach someone else who may need it today. And if you want to learn more about simple habits that protect your body after 50, I'll see you in the next video.